Alright guys, so today, sorry if the lighting isn't that great. I personally kind of think it's a cool effect. Today I wanted to talk about an issue that has been on my mind quite a lot recently. I've been talking about a lot, and that issue is, should we teach men not to rape as opposed to telling women not to wear provocative clothing, which might therefore stimulate men to rape? First of all, one thing I'd like to point out in this is, why are those the two issues at hand? I mean, when it comes to your own personal safety, there are lots and lots and lots of things that go in. Like, do you lock your doors at night? Do you go out in strange places at night? Do you carry a weapon? You know, there are tons of issues that go into your personal safety. So why we're weighing these two specific issues out over each other, I don't know. Alright. And then another thing I'd like to state is that this idea of educating men not to rape, if you're a grown adult and you don't know that rape, stealing, and murder are all wrong, like, if you seriously don't know that, you were raised in a cave. Like, I'm sorry, I challenge you to find someone who doesn't know that the big three is wrong: rape, stealing, and murder. I'm pretty sure everybody you're gonna meet knows that. Alright, and if they don't know that, there's something very wrong with them. Alright? That's just like telling bad people don't do bad things, which we already know doesn't work because they're bad people. They don't listen to that. Alright? And then, second of all, the idea that we shouldn't tell women to not wear provocative clothing. In other words, they should just be able to wear whatever they want. Yeah, you should be able to wear whatever you want. I completely agree with that. But let's face it, if you wear provocative clothing, it's called provocative for a reason. And it's gonna probably increase the likelihood of you getting raped. By how much? I don't know. I haven't studied. It probably varies between which areas you're in, and if there happens to be people, daylight, what you personally look like, and what clothing you're wearing. It varies, but the point is that it's going to increase your chances. Like I said, when it comes to being safe, there are a lot of issues that go into your personal safety. It's not just one thing. We're going to educate people to be good. You know, and second of all, that's kind of degrading to men to say that we're dumb and we don't understand that rape is immoral, therefore we need to teach men to not rape. No, that's just dumb. Alright, now, to further specify maybe like what constitutes as rape, perhaps, or to try and do things to make society safer, perhaps, but just that idea, no. Because a girl got extremely mad at me today, and she's like, you don't want to sympathize with women who were raped, you don't know what they went through, or she said something like, you just want to find a way to excuse it for the criminal or whatever. I'm not saying that it's an excuse. It's still wrong to rape. And I'm not saying I don't sympathize with the women, alright? That's a complete straw man. If you think that I don't sympathize with women who are raped, or that I try to excuse men who are rapists because of provocative clothing, you're creating a huge strawman fallacy, because that's not what I believe. Because I actually care about people, I am in favor of them doing what it takes to be safe, or bettering their safety, which involves, you know, maybe carrying a weapon, maybe not wearing anything that stands out, you know, stuff like that. Like, you don't see me walking around in Detroit or Pontiac or Chicago or whatever other bad cities there are, waving money around, waving dollar bills around. Here, like, I'm pretty sure I have money on me right now. Yeah, look at this. See? See, I'm just gonna, like, go walking through Detroit, walking through Flint, whatever city, just waving out cash. Hey guys, look at all the money I have in my hand right now. Woo-wee! At night. Because guess what? It's gonna convince someone to rob me. Could I still get robbed if I left it in my wallet, in my pocket? Yeah. But when the criminal sees that I have a lot of money, he's gonna have more of a reason to want to rob me, whereas he could try and rob me and I could not have any money on me at all, and he could get in trouble for it anyways. You know, this makes it the risk more worth it if he knows that I have money. And it's the same exact way. It's the same way with, you know, women wearing provocative clothing. It makes them a more desirable target. The man sees what he likes and he wants it, and it's not that he can't control themselves, which, granted, there are some people who can't, but because the person doing it is a sociopath. And it's not just men, there are women who are sociopaths as well, who know what they're doing is wrong, but just don't care. That's the way it is. You know, and a lot of times women say, well, I don't think we should have to worry about what we wear is going to determine whether or not we're raped when we go out. You know what? In an ideal society, that's the case. That would be true. And I agree. You shouldn't have to worry about what you wear when you go out on the streets. But unfortunately, we do. You know, I don't think I should have to worry about locking my doors at night, but I understand that I do. You know, I don't think I should have to wear a life jacket when I'm on the boat because I shouldn't have to worry about drowning, but I do. Alright? It's because I realize that things are the way they are. And that's the way our society currently is. Now, maybe one day in the future we'll have a better society where that's not as much of an issue and women can wear more provocative clothing without worrying. You know, in some places, obviously it does vary from place to place and time to time. You know, like the one thing criminals, the mindset they have is that they don't want to get caught. So if you're, say, in Chicago, where there's a bunch of people running around in broad daylight, it's very unlikely you're going to get murdered or raped or robbed because people are seeing there to witness it, right? Well, if you're out in the ghetto of Chicago at 12 o'clock midnight walking through some dark alley with no one around, yeah, there's a much higher chance. And you definitely, if you're going to be walking through Chicago at night, or Detroit at night, or Pontiac at night, or Flint at night, or whatever, you should probably not wear provocative clothing. I'm not trying to tell you what to wear. I'm advising for your own safety, because I really do care about people, that they should not wear provocative clothing, because that will increase their chances of getting raped. See what I'm saying? I would not advise that you wave money around back and forth, you know, because that will increase your chances of getting robbed. Okay, it's just the way it is. I don't have power over it. I can't control it. You know, if I witnessed something bad happening, I would do everything in my power to stop it, but the fact is I'm not everywhere, and we're not everywhere, and there's this idea, especially that liberals have in society, that we can, quote-unquote, save everyone. Well, I think we might as well at least teach people how to be safe, and then let them try to protect themselves. You see what I'm saying? And this whole idea that, oh, education is the key. Well, you know what? Education, at least not in the way it's typically thought of today, is not the key. And you can't just educate people more and expect a better society. Especially if they're sociopaths, because sociopaths don't care. They don't give a damn. They do bad things. There are bad people who do bad things. See what I'm trying to say? That wearing less provocative clothing won't entirely make it guaranteed you won't get raped, but it'll lower your chances. You know, keeping your money in your pocket, carrying a weapon, a gun, something will increase your safety. It's not just about what you wear. It's not just about educating people to do what's right. It's a whole number of things. And I think another idea would be, rather than trying to educate men to not rape, because I mean, if you look at people who are bad, and first of all, the majority of men you'll meet, the majority of men and women are very nice, honest people. It's the occasional sociopath who can't control himself, or who's evil, who doesn't care, that does these things, alright? And so instead of trying to educate everyone who pretty much already knows that these things are wrong, because I can guarantee you, go out, I challenge you, find one person who does not know rape is wrong. It's about everyone knows that, alright? One person who's more than 13 years old. Alright, instead of educating people that rape is wrong, how about you try and find the cause of sociopathy and try to do more to prevent it, or to put an end to it. I think that's a way better option or idea than just trying to quote unquote educate people to be good. I mean, if you could do that, then rape wouldn't be an issue. If somebody tried to rape you, you could just say, "Don't rape me, that's wrong." Like, "Are you wearing provocative clothing?" "But it's still wrong." "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know." And he'd just walk away. Because if he has a conscience and he realizes what you're doing is wrong and it's against your will, then he's just going to walk away. You mean the fact that what he's doing probably requires him to have a weapon to do it, and then the fact that he meets resistance and screaming and crying and that he still doesn't know that's wrong? Come on, who isn't going to know that that's wrong? Even if someone doesn't specifically know that rape is wrong, they're going to know that enforcing your will upon other people is wrong. It's common knowledge. Alright? So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to plead to you, do things to make you safe. And I'm not saying, again, I don't sympathize with victims, because I do. And I'm not saying that I think criminals should be excused in any way, because I don't think so. I'm just saying, do things to make you safe. And there's always more you can do. You mean, I'm going to admit, I myself, I like to live on the edge sometimes. And I accept the risk. And I understand it. And if you want to wear provocative clothing out, go ahead and do so. But don't act like or try to pretend like it's not making it less safe for you, or that women shouldn't dress modestly because that's going to keep them, or because that shouldn't be like a determining fact, because the fact is it just is. Alright, again, ideally I'd like to live in a world where it's not, but it is. And I don't have the power to change it. And we currently do not have the power to change it. Our government doesn't have the power to change it. Our society, our teachers, our politicians, they don't have the power to change it. And frankly, most of the people who are in power, if they did have the power to change it, they wouldn't, because they don't give a damn either. Because most of them, I'd argue, are bad people as well. It's the way it is. And again, there's always more we can do to be safe, like I said. You can always carry a better weapon. You can always wear body armor. Some people do more to be safe than others. And it's kind of like a scale. Would you rather be convenient or do what you want to do and have fun? Or would you rather do more to be safe? You know, some people have their whole houses stocked up with food and ammunition and go around wearing body armor and carry a rifle. And I don't have a problem with that. And other people think, oh, I don't really need a gun, I just won't lock my doors at night. And I don't have a problem with that either. And again, it varies from situation to situation. So, say, if, what's an example? Like, if I live, you know, there are certain cities or certain villages or certain places that are significantly safer than others. And if I live in one of those places, maybe I don't have to worry as much. You know, if I'm out in broad daylight, you don't have to worry as much. Or if there's a lot of people around, you don't have to worry as much. But if you're going out at night in a ghetto city, yeah, you gotta worry a bit more. Alright, it all depends a lot on certain situations. Okay, so, you mean that's what it is. It's not the same for everyone. So again, overall message of the video is, do what you need to do to increase your chances of being safer. Alright? That's what we got to worry about. There's no one issue. It's a whole lot of things. Alright? It's about avoiding conflicts. If you wear modest clothing, it helps you avoiding conflicts. Thanks, and I'll feature Zane.